Heat. Seen Drea out in the wild.
Today, from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports.
In the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one, as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance, because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the way.
Don't look at me. At least just one look. You're right. And then keep it pushing. I ain't tripping on that. Hurt my feelings a little bit. I said, nigga, these 5 bitches in the Broncos ain't fucking with the kid. Then we find out why. Okay, by the elevator. So they walk straight line, B-line, they know where they're going. They have directions. Right. Mosey's around the corner, 5'5", gangster. You can tell by nigga presence, he had eyes on him. Yeah. I said, oh, okay, everything's making sense. He's in charge. Yeah. And he's got power. You can tell by his work. Very slow, very confident, very serious looking individual. Okay? He said, I was like, oh shit. He said, Chris Snacks, nigga. In that voice. I said, that's real motherfucking nigga.
Now a play fake here on first down. Got his man, it's Jonathan Mingo. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And that time, it's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 83 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in the running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a changeup.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively. Because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that it's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 23. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Back to throw now on first down. That's complete to Robinson. Touchdown! Wan'Dale Robinson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it was finished up by a touchdown catch from Wan'Dale Robinson. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in this case, it is.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. He'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. The numbers on the ground for Pacheco last week, well into the triple digits, and they'll take that every time out.
What I loved was just how decisive he was running the football. Coaches like guys that go north and south. They don't like the east-west guys, the juking and the jiving. 1 foot in the ground and cut.
And this carry not as productive. He swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Here is 3rd down and 4. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. On 3rd down, it's Pacheco. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. They go play action. Now Mahomes eluding the pressure right. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Looks like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 32-yard line. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. So, Charles, you look at this offense, what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep as they go instead with Pacheco. And he will have the Chiefs first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Justin Jefferson, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. And they said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him. because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they got one of the few guys as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Now they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Hands it off out of the gun. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point. This defense for the Chiefs, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks. And plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
They give him 4 yards there. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route. He ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So pin that one on the rookie right tackle.
Remember those days when the right side was simply the run-blocking side? Now you're dealing with some of the better pass rushers in the league. It'll make you a little jittery.
Out of the gun now on third down. And he is caught. And they'll get this down to the 10. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
You know, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on a skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Social media had became the outlet for everybody. It became a place of connection, but it became a place
from the gun. They'll try to run it. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to fourth down. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
This is where we started incentivizing.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
This is the interconnectedness of not only the people you go to school with, but you're closer.
The ball back to the Chiefs and Isaiah Pacheco. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. and they're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors and some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. It's N'Kobe Dean with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 2nd and 1 now from the 21.
Don't believe in the shot versus not getting the shot. Either way it wins.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
Right back to him on 1st down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Big focal point for us online. This is how we're engaging our communities.
They'll look to throw here. That is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Broncos. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos.
What up, man? What up, Kyra?
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
Space of self-discovery as an individual. And a lot of us get a lot of encouragement online to cut off our family.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Right? Now, in practice, this is good. You know, there's pros and cons to everything.
Isaiah Pacheco and the offense back out. So far, been so good this season. Well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bullet. I've got to, because he gives his team an identity and confidence. And if we slow him down, now guess what? Everyone starts looking at each other like, who's going to make the play? Because he's made all the plays so far. So I have to go get him first. Build my defenses towards shutting him down.
Good luck. I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. We'll see.
25.
And that's going to be a Chiefs 1st down. As good running gets them to about the 44. Under a minute to go. Clock running and a back and forth 1st quarter of play.
We swing back that pendulum. We're on the extreme side of it. There's nothing wrong with it.
They go play fake. Mahomes.
Changes the process, right?
Under a heavy rush and down he goes. Nick Benito coming in there to record the sack.
And that's the 1st sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Like-minded individuals. While it is good for the individual, it dissipates the community. You need opposition in thought to sharpen your own thoughts. One of the reasons why I don't often address things, the people that disagree with me online, is because they haven't articulated the disagreement. They just don't agree. Those may be out of guilt.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Because it directly
trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Yeah, I rock with the Chiefs, man. They got a lot of players I like.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 1:17-7 to score on EA Sports.
My mother raised me.
Here's 3rd and a few inches.
Time and place for everything. I did not pick and choose my battle. And I did say
they're
something.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play.
And he will have a Chiefs first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. The Chiefs hit a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Mahomes firing complete, and he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. They'll get to him just inside the 15-yard line. And even after that fancy footwork we saw, good job defensively to recover. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. He has just eclipsed the 13,000-yard mark for his career. What a career it's been. Incredible running the football. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
Without any understanding or innovation, tweeted that out of anger. It responds.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
That's not a virtuous thing. That's that's a miracle. That's democracy.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
If you decide to vote against your own interests and you end up flying out crazy.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And they'll go with it, fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got a 1st and 10 now out past the 20. They'll block the throw. Over the middle, he completes it to Robinson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down.
I'm never going to adhere to this idea of saying Hispanics deserve to be here because they're hardworking.
They'll set up a throw.
Their labor first, which I talk about.
Throws right side, and that's complete. Down the right sideline. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there. With their 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Broncos add 6 to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
It's not a human issue. It's a black issue.
Setting out to kick this one away, and off it goes.
When black people have feelings about how we're treated by other people of color, and we're apathetic.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this this one. It's a touchback. KC's offense ready to take over. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top two teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
You will go back and research what works we did in the civil rights movement.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. For that catch, he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharp, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
Mahomes going to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
You should have black and brown pride, period.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play.
And the Chiefs are going to get it. T.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over in that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Yeah, when you do it. Don't try to project your actions onto me, bro. Don't try to act like you don't know exactly what I was saying. Now, some of the things I was saying because I was a little
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further as they get him down well short of the line to gain. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
When you address those issues, you stop projecting
from the 31, here's second down and 2. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
And we embrace ideology, and ideology is the thing that is dividing us.
To throw, it's Mahomes. In trouble, and he's taken down. Henry To'oto coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot, and here another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group is not playing well at all here in the first half.
Escaping the pressure right. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. A big play there for KC. 43 yards.
And this is one of the toughest parts about being a defensive back. When a play breaks down like this, you're taught to plaster to a receiver. Find the nearest one and adhere yourself to it. But you can only stay with the receiver so long if the play continues to develop. He knows where he's going. You do not.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. Now 2nd and 9.
Grounded in cultural pride and mutual aid, this initiative is built by and for our people. No middlemen, no barriers. We're giving away backpacks, books, groceries,
Mahomes now to throw.
While also connecting families to local mentors.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Mahomes. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So, to stay in contact, you can email info@justinellisbrooks.com. You can follow
Here's Mahomes to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal.
Good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively. Or it could have gone for more.
2nd and goal from the 1. Pacheco will take this one in. It's a Chiefs touchdown. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
We talk about it a lot. You have an opportunity to do it. These kids
Butker now to add the extra
These
point.
kids are going to have their back to school services provided.
It's up and good, so they claw back into it. 24-14 now. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
If you're feeling trying to do more, do more. That's a stand-up guy. He's built his grassroots
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
The leadership of other community leaders.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
Tap the donation link and give $1.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth, and he's miles away and smiling. 54 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Here now a 3rd down and 8.
When you get low, you get that tunnel vision. But also the thing is that you do is work.
They'll set up to throw. He's
Oh.
got his running back out of the backfield.
Put our head down.
And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are able to add on to that lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
You ain't got nobody to share it with.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
You know how easy it is to start giving back? Just
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The ball back to the Chiefs and Isaiah Pacheco. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well.
14 yards that time for number 14.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. They'll be caught by Rice. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop him with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Mahomes. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A good pickup there, 26 yards. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now Mahomes. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Chiefs are able to come into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Bunker on for the PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as it kicks away.
How many times have you ever asked you for permission?
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6.
We'll circle back to that fat Mexican in a minute. Millennial overcorrection. How do we return to a place of communion?
Alright, bro.
And reunion outside of the field.
Here, no need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter.
Now open our kids very good.
It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Turn that fucking YouTube off. Turn that YouTube
KC
off.
offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace to score a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 75 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him
Man, funny as hell how you talk.
Defensively thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Trying to bear him up in there, but I don't think he got it. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead them to fourth down.
A weekly explosion. Because you don't want to be a helicopter parent. You don't want to be overbearing. Because there may be parents and stuff that you. We're all trying to.
They'll run for it with Pacheco. And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Good spot on the field to go for it. Kind of no man's land, as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter's telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow. Might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Start cursing? Guess what? No more cursing in the house. Because you took it outside the house. I chased out the shit out of my kids.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey.
You run type shit around here.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2 yards to go, second down.
What I am saying is, eat the meat, throw the bones. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't just read everything.
A handoff now for Pacheco. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
That literature and are molded and shaped after indigenous cultures and how indigenous cultures are.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal.
That is correction. Yes, we may have learned the term from white people, but the concepts have always been. Now, it's a good concept, just parenting. Let your kid express themselves.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Christian McCaffrey. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are back within a score.
See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
He got into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. A huge play there for Denver. 53 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2.
I know that home teacher in prison. You got to get that ball. Now, this is the next phase. But here,
out of the gun. They'll look to throw. This is caught.
And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape for 1st and goal.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Broncos touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Broncos are able to widen their advantage. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter. Went down, got the touchdown, and cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that 1st touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Steps away to his left.
That one caught by Rice.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you've got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And that's going to be a Chiefs 1st down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Flushed out right.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball. They leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 39-yard line. Dancing to his left. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a 1st. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive took a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
They'll try for the 1st with Pacheco.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
In motion left goes a tight end.
On 1st down, they go back to Pacheco.
And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle, because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes sliding out of the pocket. He's got a man. It's his fullback. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step and utilizing his position, he's actually utilized more of a scat back in this spot because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there. You might have a smaller back. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender, but a really good job keeping the play in front of them.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Taking it in for 2 yards out, and the Chiefs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is down to a field goal. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
I said I haven't watched these documentaries. I guarantee you.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
In the first 10 minutes, he said, man, that was good.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. That'll throw here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Well, just shy of midfield. Here's 2nd down and 5. In motion right is Mingo. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. If they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
3rd down and 6. Looking to throw. He's gonna get
damn, bro. It's the fucking 3rd down.
With a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 41-yard line. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 41. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They're not going to get to the line.
4th quarter, man.
So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And the Chiefs are going to get him. T.J. Watt able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Seems to me that our friend old momentum. I think he's definitely changed teams in this game.
It's only going to grow after that sack, and now heck, they can get the ball back here and possibly even get the lead. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Why?
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
He's got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that game.
Don't have to be the Angela way. Don't have to be inside. It has to be liberation for Black.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Outside of our own community, we should have one within.
In motion left is Rice.
Individuals.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And we will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Out to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
Don't demean the great me. You ain't perfect.
Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. That's down the field for Jefferson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
That'll make you better because others are in the process of undoing. It'll make you better.
On third and long, it's Mahomes.
You still got shit to work. I'm talking about.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 38-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2, that was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 38. Up the gut, McCaffrey. Oh, able to avoid him. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Mahomes now on first down. Forced out to his left. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. All that for a 2-yard gain, second down.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. He'll go right back to St. Brown. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. So 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here.
No, that's destructive. Because what's going to happen when these people progress to a place where they respect themselves?
Back to throw here. The left side caught by the tight end flyer move. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy on the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Butker's kick here is good. In the fourth quarter, this game is tied. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
What a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter.
God, what the fuck, man? Who the fuck is that?
Well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Okay, we was Kings. We Kings right now.
2nd and 6.
We Kings right now.
Here's Mingo. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
I'm up for things that
Jonathan Mingo, 37 yards. And the Broncos have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. So still time remaining here in this 4th quarter, but the touchdown there puts them back out in front.
And you and I both know that their defense will not very subtly remind everyone that they started all of this because they held firm on the last drive and only gave up a field goal. Gave it back to the offense in a tie game and said, okay, your turn now, make something happen. And they went down the field and scored.
And he'll elect not to run with it. And a fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25. Isaiah Pacheco and the offense back out.
He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You probably got some help even wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
Multitude of wars. Multitude of actions, ways against the black community. All going to affect us different ways.
They're going to look to throw.
This is where the white.
They'll set up the screen to Pacheco.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12.
They have one goal. The goal is white supremacy.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
If
He finds his man, complete. It's Rice. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Trying to get at least
all these different age gaps, all these different sexual identities, all these different ideologies.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. He finds his man, complete. It's Rice. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
Black Americans and other people of color fall on the right or the left. You'd be surprised how many fall.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
He finds his man, complete. That's Rice. He will have a Chiefs first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trick in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Offense is moving it a little bit, out them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 37. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he will have the Chiefs first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
But sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. They're tackled by N'Kobe Dean.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Rolling to his right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
And that's the issue. First things first.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
First things first. You don't get a white man as your enemy, but his history does.
They'll look to throw.
God damn it!
He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. Butker's kick here is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied. But, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does.
How the fuck are you?
Wide open. But you're all a little bit more careful.
Man, I'm cutting this shit off. God damn, bro.
They're going to gain.
How the fuck you carry the nigga? We ain't got a single goddamn turnover, man. That's ridiculous.
End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Running game working, they'll stick with it.
Oh my God, ain't nothing fucking working, bro.
2nd and 2. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They'll try and run some clock here.
There we go.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down by 4, just over 1:40 to play. And their 5-game winning streak hanging in the balance here. Here's Mahomes. They'll roll him out right. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had, because those haven't been great, but they get a few more.
And he can't get a throw.
What the fuck, yo?
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
Completes this to Jefferson. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Just over 30 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10 now. Mahomes. Flush to his right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Partner, they've got one
chance
to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
Listen, when you're at this point of the game, all options are on the table. 4th down, they say, we've got to go for it. And what a play they come up with. Big yardage there to keep the drive alive.
Come on, man. I need this fucking play.
This offense still has the 1 timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete.
Oh, and this is nervous time now. They decided to go for it right there. Fortunately, still a little bit of time left for another shot. But this one almost certainly has to be in the end zone.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Mahomes will throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I waited too late.
One final try for Mahomes. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. This ball intercepted. And the Broncos are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Denver, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.
Three sacks. I gave that nigga a bunch of bullshit. He should have thrown an interception. Whatever, man.